What's up, everyone? Welcome to my instant reaction to the 49ers 26-8 win over the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to talk all about what this means for Brock Purdy, what this means for Cleveland Farrell, what this means for Robert Saleh, what this means for the 49ers. First, I want to shout out this week's sponsors. Cozy Earth premium pajamas and blankets give the gift of comfort that lasts beyond the holidays. This weekend only, from Thanksgiving Day through Cyber Monday, that's tomorrow. Get 40% off at cozyearth.com with code Cohn, C-O-H-N. It's the best deal of the year. And if you get a post-purchase survey, be sure to mention you heard about Cozy Earth right here. Don't forget that 100-night sleep trial and 10-year warranty. And when you buy one of these and get a nice little blanket and you cuddle up, think about me. I want you to see my face when you're cuddling. In addition, this show is brought to you by Cash App. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, just download Cash App, use our exclusive referral code SECURE10 in your profile, send $5 to a friend within 14 days, or not a friend, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money, that's Cash App. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank. Member FDIC. I love saying member FDIC. Promotions provided by Cash App, A Block Incorporated brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. I've always wanted to be the guy who says the disclosures really quickly at the end of an ad. Now I am that guy. All right, it's not about me. Let's talk the 49ers. Let's reassess Brock Purdy. Because there's only so much you can take away from the Niners beating the Cleveland Browns. I mean, the Cleveland Browns looked a lot like a 3-9 team today because that's what they are. They have a lot of young talent. They might be good in the future with, a different coach, but wow, they find ways to beat themselves. But you know what? That doesn't matter because Brock Purdy, I'm like his biggest critic, and I've always been so tough on him. He finds ways to beat himself, and he's been doing that for the last couple of seasons. So what I was impressed with Brock was his decision making because we've questioned it. It almost looked like he'd regressed from a decision making standpoint. But in this game, going up against that quarterback, that team, in these windy conditions, there was no reason to take risks. Absolutely not. So I didn't think he did. I felt like he didn't have any turnover worthy plays. I felt like, obviously his passing line wasn't great. I was under 60% completions. He was under 6 yards per pass attempt. His quarterback rating was like 83 something. Not great, but didn't need to have great numbers. It was going to be tough to put up really nice numbers in the wind. So I'm not really going to analyze his throwing much. Did his passes flutter? Yeah, absolutely. But is that because of his toe or his elbow or the wind? Hard to say. So I guess we'll have to see what he looks like as a passer the rest of the season. If he gets any zip on his throws, if he continues floating everything, if he's late, if it's, yeah, we'll have to see. But today it looked like the best thing he did today was move. His movement was really good, and I think it was smart. For the best thing that Kyle Shanahan did today was call that zone read for Brock Purdy at the 2-yard line. That's a great call from the 2-yard line, especially when you never call that play for your quarterback. That's a walk-in touchdown. He could have called that for Matt Ryan at 45 years old, and he could have scored on that play. So that was a great call. But I think Brock showed his mobility on a lot of plays. He got away from sacks. He made guys miss. He extended plays, and he didn't make any bad decisions. So that's encouraging. During the broadcast, they said that he had been playing with a steel plate in his cleat to protect him. And now he's not anymore. And I wanted to know, like, when was that? Because I asked a few weeks ago if he was, and he said no. So I really didn't want him to lie to me. And afterward, he said that he wore it against Jacksonville, and he hasn't worn it since. That makes sense because he was freaking awful against Jacksonville, and I guess he felt like that was a contributing factor. He was good against the Cardinals. He had some turnover-worthy plays. He was not good against the Carolina Panthers, but neither was Matthew Stafford today. So that makes Brock Purdy's performance look less embarrassing. I thought it was freaking embarrassing last week. But I haven't even seen what Matt Stafford did. I was over here. It would have been nice if I could have seen that game. Was Matt Stafford just making bad decisions? I'd love to know. But I thought at halftime, Purdy had been outplayed by Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur made that nice touchdown pass to Harold Fenton. Brock had George Kittle forget Harold Fannin. He had George Kittle wide open deep, underthrew him, and wasn't a touchdown. Uh, then as the game went on, he was clearly better than Shador Sanders. Although, don't write off Shador just yet. I mean, if you watch this game, he had no one to throw the ball to who could get separation. Their whole passing game was screens or play action, something schemed up, but no one could actually win. And I still thought he was like, well, he was pretty awful. He can't check the ball. You got to check the ball down. Like, where you running? Why are you holding the ball for 8 seconds? So Brock was better than Shador Sanders. He might be a backup. He's not going to hold on to that job. He's going to bounce around the league. I don't know if he'll ever be any good. I think he would have been a good backup on the Niners, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about Brock Purdy. And I feel like at least it was a confidence booster for him. It's a confidence booster for the team. I think him dancing after the touchdown run, it's it sort of signifies how much he has to prove. He's so happy to score a touchdown, do something positive because last week was so bad. Not only did he throw the 3 picks, he just didn't have many good plays. But this time, he's celebrating. The team was celebrating. They're all talking about his dance. It seems like for this team to be confident and feel like they can go as far as they can go, they need to believe in him. They think he's special. He hasn't played special in a long time. He was not special in this game, but he was good. And he played with confidence, played like a guy who's not regressing. He was playing against a really good defense. Like the Browns aren't good, but their defense is. So I feel like if Brock can play like this the rest of the way, I mean, people will still talk about his contract, but people probably won't talk about should he be playing over Mac Jones. Because I'm not sure Mac Jones would have played any better than Brock did in this game. Brock was really good, and his mobility was a factor. I think Mac might have gotten, I wouldn't say Mac would have gotten sacked more because he gets rid of the ball so quickly, but they haven't, like, Brock hasn't lost a game yet that Mac would have won. I'm not sure he won a game yet that Mac would have lost, but this has to hold serve. And you can't, losing this game would have been embarrassing. Didn't even come close. Now, Brock should thank Kevin Stefanski, dude. What are you doing asking your rookie tight end to do a quarterback sneak? That was dumb. And they were rushing to get the ball snap. It was dumb. I think he needs to get fired, Kevin Stefanski. But yeah, do I owe Brock Purdy an apology because I was so tough on him last week? No. Why do you think Brock Purdy played so much better this week? Why do you think he didn't throw the ball to the Browns this week? Because of quality control. I played my position so that Brock could improve. I sacrificed myself. I made myself look like an idiot, but I did it for the team. You want to talk about 4D chess? That's what it looks like. Me coaching and motivating Brock Purdy. You're welcome, Brock and Kyle, because you weren't getting it done. I had to step up and start talking crazy. But you know what? Brock's not out of the woods yet. He's going to have to keep this up. It was the Browns, and he got a big excuse. I mean, what were his numbers? Let's look it up. 16 of 29 for 168 yards, a touchdown, and an 83.7 quarterback rating. That's not good. But it was windy, and it was the Browns, and he won, and he didn't have to do anything. Great. Love that. Do what you got to do to win that week. But playing like this probably won't be enough to beat an actual playoff team. Probably. I don't know. Because playoff teams were losing today. You got freaking Rams lost to the Panthers. I don't know. But it seemed like this was a performance that was good enough to beat this team. And that's great. So let's see if he can. I mean, this performance would be good enough to beat the Titans in a couple of weeks. I'm sorry, I'm catching up on the league. What did the Colts do today? Indy, where are you? Looks like they lost to Houston. And their quarterback's playing through like a fractured fibia, something like that. Niners might win that game. The Niners might win out. Rams lost. Colts lost. Are the Bears? That's a tough one. Is that the toughest game left on the Niners schedule? I mean, if George Kittle keeps playing like this, who can't? The thing about George Kittle, like the whole offense goes through Christian McCaffrey, but Jim Schwartz shut him down today. Christian McCaffrey isn't what he used to be. Still a good player, but he's not what he used to be. And a good defense that makes it their business to shut him down can, as we saw today. What did Christian McCaffrey do today? Whole lot of nothing. 20 carries for 53 yards. Now, Brian Robinson didn't do any better. He also had 4 catches for 21 yards. Shut down. Haven't seen that in a while. But you know who you really can't shut down? George Kittle. He's probably the biggest mismatch in the league, even at, what is he, 32? He looks like he's 27 still. He hasn't declined at all. I think it was 2 years ago I said the Niners should trade him. Thank goodness they only listen to me sometimes, not all the time, because I was wrong. He's clutch. Every time the Niners are losing, every time they need a play, they go to him and he comes through. At the end of the first half, he caught that deep pass. He caught that other one at the 4-yard line. I mean, he's a hell of a player. And he makes any quarterback look a lot better than they are. He made Jimmy Garoppolo feel like a starting quarterback. I saw a lot of Purdy fans say that the Rams should have benched Matthew Stafford today and played Jimmy Garoppolo. That's funny. I understand why Purdy fans say that because they're so emotionally tied into his career arc. So good. Hey, take your victory lap. I love it. I just feel like get back to me when Matthew Stafford has 9 touchdowns and 7 picks in a season, because that's what Brock has. And as well as he played today, his quarterback rating went down. So still has a lot to prove. And am I the only one that's kind of concerned about that thing he has on his arm? So you saw it. I mean, forget the toe for a minute. We don't know what the extent of that injury is right now. We'll see when it's not so cold and windy. But it's a cold game, and Brock has this like bionic arm on the sideline. He's got this arm warmer. And after the game, I was like, is that something you're going to use the rest of your career when it's cold? And he was like, yeah, I really like the way it makes me feel. Is that concerning to anyone else? I mean, I don't want to be an alarmist here, but that injury was years ago. I believe they said on the broadcast that the elbow actually was going to be more of a factor in this game given the cold than the toe. He said that the toe, he doesn't think about it during games, but he feels it the day after. Okay. Well, seems like he was thinking about the elbow because he wears this contraption. And look, I mean, if he can play like this and win games, and I guess it doesn't really matter if his elbow hurts or what he has to wear in the cold, but isn't it kind of concerning that they signed this guy and they know that he has to manage past injuries when it's cold? I'm just saying. I'm not saying they should have traded Brock Purdy in the offseason, but like signing him that extension could go down as one of the worst moves in franchise history. And the jury's still out on that one. I mean, Brock, that contract is worse than Brandon Ayuk's. And Brock's playing and winning. So we'll see what happens.